Welcome into Hawk Talk, ladies and gentlemen, alongside Jack Keffer. I'm Gabe Sustick. Hyannis falls to the Wareham Gatemen 5-0 here at Spillane Field, Jack. They tie the series at 3. Luckily for them, Bourne does lose as well, so they only stay one game from third. But for Hyannis, they go to the off day, still looking for answers for the final 6 games.
Yeah, answers coming in the form of starting pitching, how the bullpen's going to do, who's really going to come in and be that 7th and 8th inning setup man for Garrett Cave in the 9th. But the biggest thing right now is the lineup, because they really just didn't get anything across tonight. They only had 5 hits tonight, and they couldn't really string them together at all. They left 6 runners on in the first 4 innings of work. So they're just not scoring. They're not pushing across runs like they were earlier in the season, and they're hitting kind of a cold stretch right now, not at the right time either.
And for Jack, we mentioned Hyannis, the struggle. Alex House, and another start for him. He went pretty far in it, but then the latter part of it really was a struggle for him. He let a leadoff guy, and then it kind of all fell through from there. But he did good. He had some breaking stuff in there, and it helps at least to know that you can have him go pretty far, and especially when you're looking for stars, as we mentioned.
Yeah, Alex House had a really good outing. First 4 innings of play were fantastic. He really mowed through this Wareham lineup, but then that last inning, like you mentioned, a leadoff guy on via a walk, then an infield single, and things just started happening. House hits Cole Freeman on with a pitch, and then the bases are loaded, and then bases clearing triple by Joe Bart, one of the best hitters in the league right now, and that was kind of the game right there. As those 3 runs were pushed across by Wareham, and that was kind of it. You knew Hyannis wasn't going to come back with any more runs. So, but as you mentioned, House was great starting pitching-wise, and we're probably going to see him down the stretch, and that's kind of where we're at right now, is trying to figure out the pitching and who's going to go where and what's going to happen when.
Hyannis is trying to look for pitching, and for those answers, Nicole Hansen caught up with Ray Korn after the game.
Well, I'm here with Hall of Fame pitching coach Ray Korn today for our interview on Hawk Talk. First off, Alex House, what did you really see from him that you liked today in a start?
I thought he had great arm strength today. He was 93 to 95. He had a tight slider. He was pitching well. I just think in the 5th inning he started going a little bit faster when men got on base, and because we got a walking and a hit batter, and that's what got him in trouble. But overall, I thought this was the best stuff he's had all year.
Matt Naylor and John Gavin, 2 more pitchers who we're going to see leaving early in comparison to the other pitchers this season. How are you guys really going to approach that and adjust both the bullpen and the starting rotation to be able to finish out the season?
Well, I think some of the guys that you saw tonight, coming in and throwing in relief, is so that we have more relievers, for the playoffs if we get in. I hope, I think we will, because what Matty was for us was the bridge to our 8th inning guy, maybe Pesto, or it was Stevens, and those guys got us to Garrett Cave. So now we lost that bridge. Right now we need to find someone that can get us into the 8th and 9th innings. As far as John's concerned, well, John was the 4th of our 5 starting pitchers. We lost Eubanks and Barnes, and then we lost Mack, and now we lose our 4th guy. And John can pitch. I mean, John can pitch at this level, and we miss him. We'll also miss his personality too, because he keeps everybody loose, So great guy, great competitor, and he's fun to be around. And the only day he doesn't have fun is the day he works. So he really understands, what it means to go out there and compete.
How are you really going to approach the starting pitching, finishing off the rest of this regular season?
Well, I know we're going to have Andrew Gonzalez. We'll have Justin Lewis. I'm thinking that Alex House will be our 3rd guy. And as far as the 4th guy is concerned, I don't think we're sure right now. Somebody might come in, as they often do in this league, and we'll have to see whether he's capable of starting or he's going to be a reliever for us. And it might be if, in the 4th game that we have to play in a week in the playoffs, that we go with relievers. And, some for 2 innings, some for 1, some for 3. And some of the other teams are in the same situation as we are. It's getting late. They're getting their innings count up a little bit. The coaches want them to get home and get started in their fall program, for the following collegiate spring. And so we're gonna go with those 3. And as far as the 4th one's concerned, right now that's still up in the air.
So you were talking a little bit about relievers moving around, trying to figure out who's going to take over the last starting spot. Hello. And who's going to be in the reliever spots. Are there any specific relievers who you're really eyeing who could really take over that 4th spot, or is that still, like you said, pretty up in the air?
Well, I think Harrington could. I also think that Lucas Galbraith could, because they're both, starters in college. We haven't used them that way, but they're capable, and those are 2 options for us. So, I don't think we're hurting any more than anybody else right now. Everybody is looking for, a fourth guy or a fifth guy, to finish the season. And we have some capable arms down there, who could throw multiple innings in a game for us. And, just off the tip of my tongue, I think, Harrington and Galbraith can do it because that's what they did during the spring in college.
All right, great. Thanks so much, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Nicole. Now, Jack, Korn talked about it. We nailed it. That was his last appearance that we saw from a spectacular performance for him. Got an all-star appearance in there. He will be missed for Hyannis, the sidewinder. And John Gavin, we will also see him for the final time as he will get to start on Friday against the Cotuit Cavaliers.
Yeah, Naylor was an all-star. He was great. He pitched in some big games for Hyannis when they needed it, and they're sorely going to miss him in the bullpen. John Gavin, on the other hand, is going to pitch a huge game for Hyannis. This is a bounce-back game against Cotuit, and you know that Cotuit is hunting down this Barnstable Patriot Cup. So we'll see if Gavin can perform like he did in his last start, where he pitched 7 strong innings, shutout baseball. So we'll see if he can replicate that in his last start up here on Cape Cod. I know that Hyannis will sorely miss his arm as well in the starting rotation.
Hyannis will have the final off day tomorrow before 6 straight games, and that begins against the Cotuit Cavaliers with John Gavin on the mound. For my partner, Jack Keffer, I'm Gabe Sustick. We hope to see you then.